America calls itself the land of the free, home to liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. But behind this shining ideal lies a collection of grim and complex chapters in U.S. history often left out of the narrative taught in classrooms. Today, we're exploring some of those darker pages, not to dwell on shame, but to confront truths that shape our society even now. Let's start with slavery, a period that spanned centuries and formed the economic backbone of early America. By the time the Declaration of Independence was signed, declaring that all men are created equal, nearly 500,000 enslaved individuals lived in the colonies. They were excluded from that promise. Auctioned like livestock, subjected to inhumane labor, and separated from their loved ones, these individuals were treated as property in a country proclaiming freedom. Even the abolition of slavery in 1865 couldn't erase the scars or eliminate racial inequality. The system evolved into Jim Crow laws, segregation, and redlining, lasting shadows of oppression. Moving forward, the late 19th century saw another grievous human rights offense: the treatment of indigenous peoples. The Trail of Tears in the 1830s forced tens of thousands of Native Americans from their ancestral lands, a journey that cost thousands of lives. Later, Native children were separated from their families in government-mandated boarding schools in a forced bid to assimilate them. Their languages, religion, and culture were stripped away in what can only be described as cultural erasure. The repercussions of these policies ripple across indigenous communities to this day. And then there's Japanese-American internment during World War II. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor, over 120,000 Japanese Americans, most of them U.S. citizens, were forced into internment camps by executive order. Their crime? Simply looking like the enemy. Families lost their homes, businesses, and dignity. They were penned in barbed-wired camps in a nation supposedly fighting for freedom abroad. It was a stark reminder of how fear can lead to the erosion of rights. The 20th century was also marked by violent attempts to silence movements for justice. From the Tulsa Race Massacre in 1921, which destroyed a thriving black community known as Black Wall Street, to the assassination of civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., the road to equality has been paved with both courage and bloodshed. Confronting these dark pages isn't about vilifying America, it's about being honest. Understanding our history in all its complexity is the first step toward progress. If we shy away from uncomfortable truths, we risk repeating them. Our greatest responsibility is to learn from the past to ensure a brighter, more just future for all. Because acknowledgement is a beginning, not an end.